Can't begin my day until I've had a Dickens cider.
There's nothing better than waking up to a good old Dickens cider.
My girlfriend loves Dickens ciders. My sister came to stay with us for a month, and my husband couldn't go a day without the Dickens cider.
My girlfriend loves a Dickens cider.
My mum loves the Dickens cider.
My sister loves to wake up in the morning with the Dickens cider.
I'm a bit young, but I would love to try a Dickens cider.
So there you have it. For over 150 years, Frederick von Dickens has developed a beverage that literally brings women to their knees. So fellas, for the sake of the economy, get a Dickens cider.
All right, welcome to another episode of WO Radio. It's me, Richard Redneck Pimp King. We have a special guest on here with us, and I'll bring him in here in a few seconds. I want to tell you all, please share out. You don't want to miss this episode. This guy's a veteran. He owns a veteran-owned business. So let's everybody give him a big hand here in just a second. Let's share this out, though. I see Carl Loomis. Thank you, brother. Thank you for listening for work. Appreciate that. Hope I don't get you fired. Dean Sterney's here. Thank you, brother, for coming in. Appreciate that. Share this out, guys. We don't want this veteran's going to need a lot of love, and we're going to bring him in just a second. I want to tell everybody our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone who's affected by Afghanistan and all the proceedings thereunto pertaining. And we're going to cover that tonight and some other topics as well. We got Pimps, Pets. We got top tens. I promise you're not going to like these top tens. They're so goofy. Well, actually, one you might. One's a very good top 10. It's good for everybody. All right. Without further ado, guys, this gentleman was an Army veteran. He was a sergeant in the Army. He is the owner, proprietor, and a CEO of MCN, and I said it slow so everybody can understand it. MCN Hammock. You guys, please welcome Dan. What's up, Dan? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
All right. I want you, for everybody that don't quite remember who you were, I want you to explain who you are.
So, yeah, like you said, I'm Dan McNeil. I own MCN Hammocks. I'm, among the other things, like the owner and all that kind of stuff, I'm also the janitor and the secretary and, everything else involved in it. The one-man show, except for the help of my wife. I lifelong camper, outdoorsman, anything outside, and age started catching up with me, and sleeping on the ground was getting a little rough. So found out about hammock, started trying that. That got me back out there again, enjoying life, and so then I decided to start making some of my own, and then from there kind of expanded into a business.
Excellent. Now, go ahead and tell us about the different types of hammocks and the benefits of having a hammock.
So a lot of times when people think about a hammock, they think about those ones you see in somebody's backyard. They got all kinds of videos on YouTube, people flipping over, falling out of them and stuff like that. These are not built like that. They're called a gathered in hammock. You could practically square dance in that thing and not fall out of it, so you don't have to worry about falling out of it in the middle of the night. One of the things, they make similar hammocks they sell on Amazon. Are a lot cheaper and everything, but they're typically only 9 foot and long, and you lay in them like a banana, and it's good for a 5-minute nap, but to spend the whole night in there, you're going to wake up pretty sore the next morning. So ours are longer and wider, and they're designed where you actually lay in at an angle in them, so you're actually laying flat. And then based on the different fabrics and stuff, we can really customize them to your weight and everything. Got the Goldilocks effect. Some people, a regular mattress might be too firm or too soft or whatever. We could kind of do things like that with the fabric too, depending on what you prefer. So really get it dialed in for you.
Nice. You sell multiple colors and multiple type of fabrics.
Yeah. We got a lot of the basic colors, pretty much any color you can think of, and a lot of different camouflage patterns. And then also some of the fabric you can print your own designs on it and everything too. So got a lot of options.
Nice. I see people checking in here. And if you're watching, you can comment here. If you got any questions for Dan, please go ahead and ask now. A lot of people watching from work. Thank you guys. Got a snack of cow real quick. All right. Just a lot of the friends of the show commenting there and checking in. Last time you were on, you were talking about this specialized fiber that you were going to use because one of the gentlemen who was doing a special hike. It's too bad he hurt his foot. I was watching him. I was hoping to go far. Anyway, you made him a special hammock. Talk a little bit about that, and do you have any of those for sale?
We can. I don't have any that are built that are for sale, and that's the thing with the majority of my hammocks. They're custom built, so we build them after they're ordered. That way, get every little detail the way the person wants it. Sometimes I'll have some hammocks in stock that I've built ahead of time, but most of the stuff we do is custom. That particular one that guy had, it was just it's called Cloud 71. The fabric is, and it's a see-through fabric, but it's got a 225-pound weight limit, and it's almost like it looks like you're laying on a bug net or something. You know, it's that see-through, and he had one of our hammocks that weighed a little over 2 pounds that he had been using, but because he was going to be doing the Appalachian Trail, he was trying to shave as much weight as we could. So we built him the same hammock he had, but out of this Cloud 71 material, and it shaved a pound off of the weight of the hammock and everything. So that was he was really looking forward to that, you know, being able to, when you're out there doing something like the Appalachian Trail, you know, every pound you can shave is going to save a lot of wear and tear on your body.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for building that for him, man. I'm sure he greatly appreciated it. Here in what state you out of, by the way?
I live down in the southern part of Illinois, down in Marion.
Okay, Marion. So you're not. I mean, you're pretty close to central Missouri, kind of. You go dead east to get over here. Well, it's becoming hunting season over here in Missouri. I'm sure probably in Illinois it's the same way. Yeah. Do you sell a lot around this time of year? And the reason I ask that because a lot of these guys have these pull behinds. They pull up in the field, and I see hammocks. Like when they're not out hunting, they're up there laying in a hammock. So I guess my question is, what's your biggest selling time of the year? Do you sell out during deer season? Is it a lot more in spring, summer? Probably summer. But what's your biggest time?
It tends to be the fall because a lot of people don't like camping whenever it's hot outside. Right. So between the hunters out there camping while they're hunting, and then just regular people that just want to get out there when it's cooler and everything. So the fall is definitely the busiest time.
Okay, well, I was kind of figuring maybe, you know, people are buying them in the spring because they're coming out of winter, buying them in the spring and they want to get for summer. I never really thought about, like you said, being that hot in the summertime. I lay in mine during the summer sometime. But mine's different than one you got. I got the frame on mine. You know, we talked about it before. I got the frame on mine. But mine's big enough I can roll into it like a taco. And if my fat ass can roll into it like a taco, it's awful. It's got a lot of material. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And I'm looking for some more anyway.
Yeah, and that's one thing that a lot of people, like if you're in a tent and it's 90-something degrees during the day and 75 at night, it can be really miserable in a tent. But in a hammock, it's a lot cooler because you got that air flowing underneath you and everything. So it is a lot nicer in the summertime.
I like it because my dog can lay underneath it with me. You know, my dog can lay right down there, and you know, I can just reach over and pet him. Guys, we're here with Dan. He's a sergeant in the Army, veteran-owned operator of MC and Hammock. He was on before, pimping out his hammocks, and he's here again. But he's going to stay a little bit this time, and not only pimp out his hammocks, but he's going to stay and talk about some topics with us. Dan, I appreciate you coming on. I don't know what your schedule is like during the day. Have you got a lot of things going right now? Are you pretty busy?
I was pretty busy January through right about the beginning of July, and then things dropped off real quick. And they always do in the middle of that hottest part of the summer. So I've been taking a little time to build some stuff for myself and for my wife. We're building us new hammocks and underquilts and a tarp and everything.
So is this what this is what you do for a living? If you're not making hammocks, you got nothing else going on, huh?
No, that's not true. I'm so in real life, like right now, I'm a truck driver Monday through Friday. I deliver Polaris side by sides to the stores in the Midwest. and then I go home on the weekend, and I spend all weekend working on the hammocks and stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good piece of information. Some of our fans, Mary Harmonza says hello. Dean Story, hi to you. Hi, Mickey Severns. Carl Loomis, how you doing? How's doing? We're here with Dan. He's the owner of MCN Hammocks. He's a sergeant in the Army. He's a veteran. I guess I shouldn't say he's in the Army. He was in the Army. He's a veteran. Okay, Dan, let's take a break from the hammocks a second. Let's get into something else here. I guess let's just talk about the elephant in the room. This whole thing with the Afghanistan. I'm gonna give you the platform here. I'm gonna let you talk about this. What's your thoughts and feelings of what happened? Agree, disagree, whatever. The floor is yours, sir.
So I spent almost 4 years in Iraq, and I've spent other time in other countries in the Middle East. I've spent a total of almost 6 years in the Middle East, but I've never set foot in Afghanistan. And so I can't really speak a lot in detail about it because I've never been there. But the show of weakness, that the way they did the withdrawal and everything, and I was under the impression they were going to leave some air support there for the Afghan soldiers to help them out initially and everything. And it sounds like they didn't do that. They just totally bailed on them. And the images of course, I'm sure everybody's seen the image of the helicopter going into the embassy and comparing it to the one in Saigon. So that image is spreading. Here we go again. We're all the bad stuff that came out of the Vietnam War and everything, and just repeating everything. And the images of all the Afghanis trying to get out of there. The aircraft trying to take off and all the Afghanis there. It just showing the world that we just bailed on them, and that's just making us weaker, and it's going to lead to more attacks and everything. Everybody talked about Trump, how he was such a jerk and everything, but if you paid attention, the world kind of calmed down for those couple of years while he was in there, and that's because everybody was afraid of him, and that's the way. Ultimately, it's the way that keeps us safer, stuff past presidents have done have led directly to like 9/11 and everything. It's showing, like Clinton in the past, showing weaknesses and everything that encouraged them and emboldened the people to think they could attack us and get away with it. And for the soldiers, man, I my older brother and my younger brother both spent time in Afghanistan while I was in Iraq, and I feel bad for anybody like that. I just can't imagine what they're going through, And then I'm not talking about my brothers in particular, but you got soldiers that are having problems dealing with just war in general, and then to see it just get all thrown away, overnight, like what happened here. All those people that died in Afghanistan and everything, and now we just, turn tail and run. I don't know, man. I just that's my biggest thing. I know the soldiers that have served there have to be going through a hard time right now.
I agree with you. I'm sure they are. Here's the thing. I'm of several minds about this whole thing. The fact that we were over there for this long stems way back. First of all, if Bush would have did something instead of going after Saddam Hussein, if he didn't went after Taliban the first time, okay, instead of directing everything there, we might have had different results. Of course, we can say might have and should all we want to, but Bush had the opportunity. Obama had the opportunity. Obama messed things up, and I'll tell you what happened. Not only he sent a pile of money to him as he was heading out the door anyway over in that region, but Benghazi. Let's not forget how he handled Benghazi. Even though that was Hillary, he was man. The buck stops with the president. Okay, the president's the man. All right, he could stamp his approval on it, and he did. And so that's two Democrats right there that had an opportunity for lack of a better term, excuse my language, to unfuck this situation, as we've heard in the military lots of times. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, people's like, well, this is Trump's fault. Trump was pulling out. Yes, Trump was pulling out. And I think we should be out of there. I don't think we should be there anymore. We've spent, I don't know, I've heard numbers 1.7 billion. I've heard 1.7 trillion, whatever. Spent a lot of money over there. A lot of our boys and girls didn't come home from being over there. Okay.
Yeah.
They don't want to protect themselves. Why do we need to protect somebody who don't care and don't want to protect themselves?
Right.
Now, so Trump made a deal with the devil. Good deal, bad deal, I don't know. But he had it where they pull him out of there. But he was going to take it. He promised to get out the civilian interpreters, right?
Yes.
And something else, and then all our shit. That didn't happen this time. Yes, he was pulling them out, but he had a gradual plan to pull them out. Biden, yes, I don't disagree with him pulling them out because that's what we do. But he left all that shit. There's photos of piles and piles, 6 foot tall, 10 foot wide piles of rifles, U.S. spec rifles, mil spec rifles left over there. The Air Force thing you're talking about, yeah, we had them. We taught them how to fly these planes, but we couldn't send nobody over, a mechanic over there to work on some of these because they were broke down. So now we're going to give them to Taliban. I'm sure a couple of Taliban got enough intelligence to fix these damn things. I'm sure they could read and write as well as we can.
Yeah.
I think the departure is what pisses me off the most. Now, then pictures of people holding on an airplane when they coming out. This might sound callous, and they died doing it. That's an airplane. You get what were they thinking? We're going to stop midair and let them in? I mean, come on. They said they found one of the Taliban, or not Taliban, excuse me, one of the Afghans' bodies in the wheel carriage when the wheels pulled up, it trapped him in there and killed him. Well, what do you expect? Come on, it's a plane. Now, why were they leaving so much? You and I know why they were leaving. You and I know why they were leaving. Because the Taliban suck. Okay. It's hard on the people. If you're not a certain sect or certain religion over there, it's hard on them. Now, the president, this current president, is going to send 6,000 more troops over there. To do what? To do what? To get the people out there? We should have had them out there to begin with. I don't know about you, but in the Marine Corps, we were taught never leave nobody behind, dead or alive. His ass was coming out with me. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, so does our president think time we go back over there, we're gonna get all these weapons? They're gonna be there. Americans, we're gonna leave American. We're gonna leave your weapon right here. No. We're taking the damn weapons. We're not gonna find them when we get there. You think we're gonna find them tanks and no, we're not gonna find them.
No.
So to me, it's the whole process. The evac is what pissed me off. Okay. So where do we go from here? You being a veteran, I'm a veteran. I got a lot of veterans on here watching. Where do we go from here? A comment here. Dean Cerny, 2,248 were KIA in Afghanistan. 2,248 were killed in Afghanistan. How do you explain that? Who's
and that's you definitely couldn't keep troops over there because it was pretty much an unwinnable situation from this point forward, and to keep people over there and just have Americans dying, basically needlessly. I don't know.
If someone thinks that we're just going to go over and walk through them like a hot knife through butter, they're crazier than hell. We are a badass military service. Yes, we are. I'm a Marine. I tell you firsthand right now, I chomp at the opportunity to go over there. Okay. But they're trained too. They obviously have weapons too. And they're crazy. They don't fight like you and I fight. Remember that. Remember when back in the 1700s, the British used to kick our ass. Everybody would line up and they had more people and they just overpower us and goes. When the militia started guerrilla warfare, ducking and diving, which they learned from the Native Americans, my ancestors, when they started ducking and diving, what happened? We started winning wars. That's the way that's the way the Taliban is. They don't fight fair. They'll they'll shove a rocket launcher up your ass and don't care. Okay. Yeah. So, and I know we could beat them, but that's not the point. The point is, we're going to send these back over. If he thinks these 6,000 are all coming back, so these are more casualties. If he thinks they're all coming back, he's crazy. He's crazy. You cannot deal with him. They're not going to deal with him. So, where do we go from here? Well, here's what we can celebrate. Let me see, John. It was unwinnable because of politics. Yeah. Same way with Vietnam. My dad was in Vietnam. He says, "Son, we could have won Vietnam in the first 3 months. We wasn't supposed to win Vietnam. Okay. Well, we weren't supposed to win this. This is a big political thing to keep money coming in because when there's a war going on, there's a lot of money to be made. On all sides. Okay. So now, where do we go from here? Well, I've been asked this question. That was the most frequent asked question. Where do we go? And the question is, I don't know. I'm sure the United States will get us back into some other, or this administration will get us back into some other messed up excursion that we shouldn't be in.
Yeah.
But now people can train and a lot of weights can be lifted off. A lot of people that are in right now, a lot of soldiers that are in right now who know they're not going back over there. A lot of the weights been lifted off. But what do we do about the guys that did go over there and who feel that it was for nod? Because I know there's a lot of folks that feel that way right now. There's people like that feel about the Iraqi part, and how long before they come after America? They're already chanting "Death to America" already. Okay. So my question to you, Dan, do you think they're going to let us over there to get our stuff? And do you think something else is coming down the pike within the next year from the people on us?
No, we're not getting our stuff back. And that looked really weak. The way it looked in the news, it almost made it look like all the military hauled ass out of there real quick. And they're like, oh, crap, we forgot the people in the embassy and all these other people. We got to go back and get them. It made it look like they just ran away scared. That
wasn't
was
how it was.
No.
Yeah.
That really, really bad planning on how to do that. We will definitely be attacked again within the next year. I don't know, just because how long, depends on what they do and how long it takes them to plan it. But yeah, we will absolutely be attacked again. There's no doubt about that. And not only do you have the Taliban and Al Qaeda and anybody else that already hates us, but now we bailed out on a whole country, which their lives are going to be, especially the women over there now. Can you imagine a woman that's 18, 19 years old? She's lived under the Americans being there this whole time and lived a fairly free life. And now that's changing overnight. And so now we got a lot more people that's going to hate us, And so, yeah, they're going to, I don't know if it'll be within the next year, but yeah, we'll definitely, they'll get us.
Well, something else that's happened now. Now we're gonna be hating each other, okay? Because it's already happened. People are blaming President Trump. People are blaming President Biden. This is going to cause more divide amongst us, amongst the citizens, amongst the veterans. Yeah. And I think personally, and I'm not saying he is or isn't, but if Donald Trump wants to run again, I think this might have strengthened him, because I have seen a few Democrats like, man, we didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
This plus this plus this plus he's a babbling idiot. Looks like he's about to fall asleep behind it. You can't understand shit he's saying. You know what? Maybe we made a mistake. Hey, all you need is a few Democrats in each state to sway. Pretty soon you got a red wave going on. So and again, I'm not endorsing Donald Trump. I'm not endorsing Biden. What I'm saying is, did this make it easier for Biden to get reelected? I don't know. I think so. If he runs, I think so. I don't know what the hell the thought process was behind none of this. I heard, I don't know if this is true because I didn't find anything about it, but I got a couple old Marines I deal with around here because I do a lot of comedy. So I owe some Marines come to my show. And one of them told me, he said, look, the generals told Biden, don't do it this way. Let's do it a different way. Okay. Now, if I'm the president of the United States and if I didn't have any military experience at all, wouldn't it be smart to lean on some guys that know what the hell they're talking about? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Some guys that are in charge of the baddest ass military in all the continent. Wouldn't it think it'd be better to listen to what the hell they were saying? So I don't know if he did. I don't know if he didn't, but I heard that they wanted to do it a different way, and he trumped them as usual, and he didn't know. He came out and he said he'd take full responsibility. The president said he'd take full responsibility. But in that same sentence, he blamed Trump. He blamed the Afghan people, right?
Yep.
And I just heard on the news coming in that Kamala Harris, they sent her out there. She's, I ain't going out there. You ain't pinning this shit on me. I don't want nothing to do with this crap. So, I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, of course, she don't want anything to do with it because she's thinking, Biden, they're going to get rid of Biden sooner or later, and it's going to be her turn to be president. So she don't want to be associated with anything bad. I don't see how the generals, they had to have at least told him it was a bad idea, And of course, it's up to him whether he listens to him or not. But I don't see how any general, I don't see how any private in the army could have thought that was a good idea, to do it the way he did it.
I do agree with you. Hello, cousin. My cousin Kathy, she's definitely give her a sign here. All right. Thanks for tuning in, cousin. So, I guess what do we do? What should America do? Oh, here's a comment. I'm sorry, I've been skipping around. I don't mean to skip these comments. So something to think about. Mike Lindell had his symposium last week and offered $5 million to prove him wrong. Best way to stay in office is to start a war. And that's been a common theme since I was, yeah. I mean, look at Bush. Bush was probably the dumbest president I remember for the longest time. I mean, he offered nothing. He had a weird way. He's just a creepy little. He's just a CLB. Okay, went to war. Got elected again. There's no reason he should have been elected again, but he was. So yeah. But I'm not quite sure what happened to Michael Lindell. I guess he was in his hotel room or in the lobby of the hotel he was at. I guess he got attacked and they tried to take a bunch of, they were beating him up and tried to take a bunch of information off him and stuff like that. Because he got a bunch of stuff to help Trump, I guess. I don't know. I never got to read it. When I get ready to read it, it was taken down mysteriously.
Yeah.
So I didn't get up to read all about it, but what do you know about it?
I with the Mike Lindell thing, I haven't heard anything about that, so I don't know. But as far as what do we do in Afghanistan stuff, man, I can't. I spent a lot of time the first time I was in Egypt. I spent a lot of time with a Bedouin village, and there was I remember this little girl in particular. There was a couple young girls and boys there in that village, just one in particular. And then when the Iraq war started, the Afghanistan war started and everything, and everybody was just saying, oh, we ought to just nuke the whole, the whole place and everything. I knew that there were innocent people there that deserved a chance at a good life. So what do we do in Afghanistan? Man, I can't with a clear conscience say we should just turn our backs and never go back again. But then again, I'm not going to be the one going in there. So, I can't speak for somebody else.
You're right. See, that's one of the things, Dan. That's one of the things that we all should think about. Should we go back in there and put more innocent lives at danger? Because that's what's going to happen. There's going to be a lot more innocent lives. We're going to have a casualty rate, just like everybody else will. But how, the money we got to throw at this thing, at the war, and then when they come back, the money we're going to throw at these veterans who have PTSD. I have PTSD not from Afghanistan, but have from other things, PTSD, and the bipolar mood aggression that seems to be a lot of things. The paranoia, the suicide rate. We know where that's at today. That's ungodly enough charts. It's a never-ending shitstorm of money being thrown at this. I would tell you to bomb it and just level it all. But any person with any type of compassion, any type of smarts, there's innocent people over there. Of course, you can get in debate: are they really innocent? They don't want to fight for themselves. They're cowards, but I don't think they're malicious people. Some of them over there are cowards. Some of them don't want to fight. Hell, you want to know the truth? There's a lot of American citizens that don't want to fight. They want to live their lives, be left alone. You push them, they'll fight, but they don't want. They just don't want to pick up arms. They're just not that type of people. So I don't think we ought to label them all like that. But they gotta. I don't know. All I know is if they don't want to fight for themselves, why should we fight for them if they don't care? See, we're getting in a whole mess of crap here that you got a redneck trying to answer these questions. I don't know. I have no idea what to do. I mean, the Marine in me said, let's go. Whatever you got to do. Rebuild here. Let's do that. Go over and fight. Let's do that. I don't know. All I know is what's next. And I guess we can send that question to this administration. Because I got to tell you something. I was trying to give Biden's administration a chance. But I just can't. He's a babbling fucking idiot. I mean, they talk about Trump, talking funny. At least I can understand a little bit what Trump said. This guy, when Biden talks, I need an interpreter. I need an interpreter when he talks because I don't understand it. Okay. Now I don't have the best. I speak broken. I mean, I speak 2 languages. Neither one of them are very good sometimes. But still, I don't know. We're here with Dan, ladies and gentlemen, the MCN Hammock. He's a sergeant in the Army. He's a veteran, proud veteran owned, operated. He's a truck driver during the day. We found out today. That's a good piece of information. He makes hammocks on the weekends, custom hammocks. Dan, real quick, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, and I'll ask you this again later on before the show's over, but if someone want to get a hold of you to get a hammock made, where do they go to order a hammock?
So on MCN Hammocks, we got a Facebook page, Instagram. We also got a YouTube channel. All 3 under MCN Hammocks. Our email address is mcnhammocks@yahoo.com. Our Facebook and our website, they all have contact information. Where you can click the link to email us or whatever. So anything, just searching MCN Hammocks, you'll be able to find us.
Nice. All right, guys, we're here again with Dan. Hammock maker extraordinaire. I've been wanting to say that to him since last night. Hammock maker extraordinaire. We're talking about the things that are going on there over in Afghanistan. The interpreters that were promised to come out. They didn't come out.
Yeah.
Allied equipment was supposed to be brought out. It's in piles. They're taking photos with it. You'll never see that shit again. All the people that was promised, and I'm not talking American citizens, I'm talking about all the other people that helped them establish this government, and now the president over there, their president now, flees the country.
Okay. Yeah.
This is a shitstorm. Personally, I don't think it's going to be stable. And I don't think going over and retrieving some equipment and some people is going to stabilize it. I mean, it's good to get them out of there, get what we can and get out, get the human lives out. That's good. That's good. That's always good to get the people out of there, the American citizens also. But from what I know about the Taliban, this has got, I don't want to say Vietnam written all over it. I want to go a little bit worse than that. I think this has got Nazi written all over it. The same thing, Hitler, except these guys are a little more cunning than Hitler's crew was. Or I guess, Hitler's a little more organized to a point. Hitler tried to leave the United States alone. That was his big thing. He did not want the Japanese bombers. He did not want us in there until he was bigger to come after us because he knew what was going to happen to him. But I think the Taliban, they're going to take up the region. You think maybe the next thing they're going to try to go after Syria, maybe Iraq, Iran. Iran, they're unstable. They don't need no help being crazy. They're already crazy over in Iran anyway. They don't need no excuse. So, I know you're not a military general, but do you think they're going to go in and try to get Syria and Iraq?
I think it'll be a while. I think they'll probably spend some time stabilizing, totally having total control over Afghanistan and take everything that they want to take from there. Like I know a lot of people were talking about trying to rush to the banks to withdraw their money, but they'd already closed down all the banks and everything, and so they're gonna rob everything they want to rob and take everything they want to take, and that's gonna take some time. But Syria is a pretty weak target, and then You mentioned that they won't fight for themselves. I was listening to this podcast. This woman had escaped from North Korea when she was about 18, 19 years old. And she said that she gets asked all the time, why don't the North Korean people revolt and everything? They're so isolated and only have the source of news that their leaders will give them. And she said, actually, in their language in North Korea, there's not even a word for freedom, and they're convinced that the rest of the world is even worse than what they have it. You know, that they have it better than everybody else. So she said that's why we don't rise up, because we think we have it better than everybody else. A lot of Afghanistan are really, really super remote villages, you know, and they don't have access to a lot of communication. And a lot of them, you know, people 40 years old, 50 years old or older, they don't know anything else other than war and Taliban and everything. So it's not surprising that a lot of them don't rise up, you know.
Right. Well, that's true. I know they got surely they got some. See, we've been over 20 years, and I know there's been some young men and women grow up in that time frame that can actually know what's going on. But you know, like I say, we don't know. We're over here. I mean, some of us worry about having warm food to eat, which if our microwave is going to work or not. That's our biggest. Some of us that's our biggest thing to worry about. Then people over there got a lot of different things to worry about than what we do. But it's the news propaganda. So now they control the news outlets over there. So you know there's going to be a lot more things being said. You know, I talked to some people myself who came from that region, and they said they were told on the news that the United States is not coming, even though we were already there. You know, and part of the region that we were at, they're not coming. The United States is not going to help us. You know, they're broke, whatever. Which we are broke, but we always got money to fight somebody. It seems like. Can't help out a homeless family, but we sure go and kick somebody's ass. We got that type of money. So yeah, I can see that. And truthfully, that's starting to happen here in the United States. You don't know which news outlet to believe. Facebook is censoring people right and left. Hell, listen, whether you like Donald Trump or not, we all should have been upset when he was censored. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Because if they censored the president, don't tell me they can't censor you.
Yeah.
Okay. And they put out different media. Go
ahead. So one thing that a lot of like, you know, the old Soviet Union, China, North Korea, one of the way they control the people is by controlling the communication, the access to information and all that kind of stuff. At this point in our country, we're not really a free country anymore. The only reason we're a free country is because we're told we're a free country. But if you look at how much they're limiting our access to information and all that kind of stuff, and how they're manipulating the news and everything, we're not really a free country.
No, unfortunately, Dan, I've been saying that for years. Now, listen, I'm a proud veteran. I'm a gun owner. I live in the country. I got a beautiful wife, although her and I getting up in hound age, and I got 4 kids, 11 grandbabies. I'm a professional comedian. I tell jokes. I make people laugh. I fought in a cage. I was an MMA fighter until I was 42 years old and still winning. Okay, still winning in the cage at 42 years old. And so I had a lot of friends, and I'm Native American. I got, you know, I don't hear white privilege. I got Native privilege. There is Native privilege. For example, I can have an eagle feather. You can't. Your ass will go to jail if you got an eagle feather. I can have one and flaunt it. Okay, we got that established. Now, but I've been saying for years and eons, we're not a free country. We're not. No. Because when the media can tell you what to say, we're not free. For a person who you put in office, okay, who's not supposed to have power over you, tell you what to do, you're not free.
No.
If I can't, and this is kind of petty, people are like, well, it don't mean nothing, but actually it does. It just actually does. I want you to listen to me very close here. If I can't walk into a crowd of people and yell, fuck, shit, puke, cocksucker, some bitch, hell, it's not a free country. Now, should I do that in front of kids? No, I shouldn't do it. However, should I have the right to do that? If they're telling me I'm free, shouldn't I have the right to do that? Yes. Yes, I should. Here's the thing. In this country, if you don't like something, Dan, at your house and on your TV, what do?
Just shut it off.
Or turn the channel. Something else, right? Yeah. Well, not in this country. People are so all the time banning you and telling you what you can say, what you can't say. Here's a story for you. I was at a venue about 4 years ago. Me and Jeff Onyx and another one of my comedian buddies, and we were going through. We were making them rock. We had I think it was like 350 people. We were making them rock. They were just laughing their asses off. And I'm going to tell you a joke, the one that I told that day. Okay, so I'm going to tell you this joke. This is the one I told that day, and one lady was madder than hell about this joke. Okay, here's the joke. How many of y'all here got cell phones? Y'all got cell phones? The smartphones? Yeah. They suck. They're suck. Throw them away. They'll get you in trouble. You can go to jail. You can get arrested, right? Let me tell you what I'm talking about. Wife came to me. She goes, honey, we need a smartphone. I said, no, we ain't getting one. I got a flip phone. This thing gets signal in a cave. It doesn't drop a call. We ain't getting it, woman. No. I put my foot down. No. 10 minutes later, we leave Verizon with my new phone because we know how it really works, right? So I go, and I'm trying to program this phone. I know nothing about a phone, right? Right? I go home, and we're raising my special needs nephew, okay? It ain't that he just needs special shoes and special lotion, okay? So I gave him a phone. He goes, you get a new phone? I said, yeah. He said, hey, uncle, let me program it for me. I said, okay, program it. So he's gone for about an hour. He comes back, boy, he's got the time, date, weather. He programmed real good, right? I said, nice. So I went to type in the word assurance just because I was confused how to spell it. I just typed in AS and it came up Asian ass porn. Okay. Yeah. Asian ass porn. My wife's swinging on me, trying to beat me up. I don't like Asian women. I like fat ass American women. I like big butts. Okay. I like a booty. All right. That wasn't me, you know. So they almost got beat up. I almost got arrested because my nephew came home from school. He said, hey, uncle, today we learned about pigs and sows. I said, you learned about pigs and sows? He said, yes. I said, well, did you know the male pig is called a boar? He said, I learned that. I said, did you know it had a corkscrew penis? He said, no, I didn't know that. Okay. And these new phones, you can talk to them now, right? That's the big selling point. You can talk to these phones. Okay. Yeah. I said, okay, Google, show me pictures of boar's penis. Phone pauses a second, cut back, says, okay, pictures of boy's penis. I said, well, boy's penis. Whoa. I ain't a Catholic priest. I ain't Father Wink Wink. Hell no. I'm looking for the FBI to come to my house. I'm looking around and shit. Almost got arrested. Okay. Here's where I almost got killed. Wife and I were at the mall. My wife types in BB back on this phone because this phone's got autocorrect. So okay, never make no mistake, right? With autocorrect. Okay. We was at the mall. Wife sends me a picture. She says, my new dress. Okay. I type back SWEEEEEET. Sweet. Autocorrect changed to sweet. She thought I called her no sow. Right? Yeah. I'm 6 months bobbing and weaving. Hey, you give a redneck a phone, that's your fault. Your phone. They're dangerous. They're bad. Throw them out. Yep. Okay. All right. Now I told you the whole joke. I didn't leave none out. I got 345 people stand up and applauded that joke. They thought that, they were just, they were all pumped up in the mood. One lady was mad. Had her arms folded. Okay. She says, that joke offended me. I said, okay, well, I'm sorry about that. I said, fat ass, that offend you? No, I got a fat ass. I didn't offend you. No, what offended you? She goes, you said the word penis. 50% of the population's got one, lady. You're offended by. Actually, that's a medical term, and that's what they call it in the Bible. It's called in the Bible penis. I don't care. You should have told in this venue. I said, ma'am, you came to an adult show. This is an adult. What the hell you think adult means? So I told you that because that's what people believe. She was so mad because I said the word penis in the adult environment. The whole other joke didn't bother her. Father Wink Wink, boys, none of that. People, people get offended by every little thing, and it's the way it is in society. We're not free. We are not free no more. It's just not. Dean says, imagine the kids who were born around 9/11 that are serving in the same war as their mothers and fathers. Some deploy with them. Yeah. You have your dad in there. You imagine dragging your dad, or imagine dragging your son out or your daughter out, wounded. That's messed up. Pimp be like, I got better service with smoke signals. That's right. I did get better. Hey, that's true. Some of these smartphones, you gotta be smart to run them. That's the thing about them. But so I've been saying it all the time. No, Dan, you're right. We are not a free country. Policemen have again, we can get in a whole debate about the blue wave in this country, but there are police that have rules. It makes no sense to me. Here's the thing. It's always bad for me. The foreman of Coca-Cola can't tell the owner of Coca-Cola what to do. Okay, makes no sense. But these sports teams, they have a commissioner who tells the owners what to do. Okay. Yeah. Police work for us. They are our employees, but they tell us what to do. What kind of mad system is that? So by doing it, you give these guys power. Now, not all cops are bad. We all know that. There is some decent cops who just want to make sure they enforce laws and get home to their family, just like you and I got. But there's some dumb ones. There's some ones out there that are mad because Johnny took their lunch money in school and they want to punish everybody. But we set this up on ourselves not to be free.
Yeah.
Why in this country does it take so long to make a law about something that we should have had laws about 50, 60 years ago?
Well, the lawyers got to get involved. Lawyers got to get involved and make sure they don't offend anybody or hurt somebody else's feelings.
Well, for example, some states are just now putting it on the books. You can't hang a man. No shit. You got to make a law in the 2021 that said you can't hang him. No kidding. That should have been. I mean, that's one of them laws that you see what I'm saying.
Right.
And not every state is different. And here's another thing that not makes us free. All right, you got the federal government. A lot of people don't understand this, so bear with me here. You got the federal government. You got the states that can make their own rules, got their own rights. Okay. They can't trump one another. I always thought they could, but I learned they can't. They can't, they can trump each other. Okay. Then you got the county commissioner. Okay. Then you got the city, the mayor. All right. So you got the president, you got the governor, you got the commissioner, and you got the damn city mayor. They all can make rules, and none of them get along. None of them think the same way. Well,
right.
What do they expect to happen? If they're not all getting along, what the hell do they expect to happen? If you live in the county, you only pay county tax. If you live in the city, I'm just talking about here in Missouri, you pay county tax, live in the county. If you live in the city, you pay city and county tax. Okay, that should just be one tax. The city is in the county. It should be one county, but it's not. Yeah. And we're just not free. I don't understand. I mean, there's on state property, you can do certain things. Cops can't come on. I mean, cops they're not really allowed to come on your land, but they come on your land before they get a warrant, and it's supposed to be null and void, but it's not. But the game warden, he can come on your land as long as he parks on the street. He can walk anywhere he wants if he's enforcing game rights.
Yeah.
I don't know. And these judges are like, don't you know the law? You don't even know the law, sir. I mean, all these laws have changed.
Yeah.
One of the biggest laws in this country, and I'm sure same with Illinois, is if you get arrested for receiving stolen property, let's say you had nothing to do with stealing it, not a thing, they can still throw you in jail for receiving stolen property. Okay, so then you're out the property, you're out that money that you paid for it, and now you got more money you got to pay because you got a fine or you got a jail cost, whatever, lawyer cost, whatever.
Yeah,
that's the stupidest damn law. It's in every state. It's in every. I don't understand the law. I don't get it.
Yeah, with a gun like Illinois, just 5 years ago, 6 years ago, got concealed carry permits and everything, and the laws are so varied between even federal property, state property. You could be out in the woods, camping and hiking, but you cross over a few feet into state property. Rules change and just county laws, state laws, city ordinances. I mean, you can't keep track.
You can't. It's impossible. And a lot of people in the rural area don't have proper internet, so they rely on what they see on TV, and that's a bunch of crap. That's just one person's perspective where things go. Scotty Davis, a new watcher, thank you, sir, for joining. Appreciate it. He says government is too busy lining their pockets to worry about what's going on with us. What makes us not free is the fact that we are controlled by a body of government that is not held accountable for their actions and live by and do what they want, not as I do. Okay. And if you don't believe me, go tell them you're going to give them the same insurance, same medical insurance that you're going to give us, and watch how all kind of things go on. And you got a certain sector of people. You got certain liberals, and you got a certain sector of our black brothers and sisters, and certain sectors of Mexicans who believe certain things. And it's just simply not true. It frustrates me to see these guys crying about, they're against us. No, they're not against you guys. They're against all of us. Yeah. They're against everybody. They want that. They want that to be. They want racism. They want us all divided so they can hide. Well, you hear people saying they're hiding something. The government's hiding. What are they hiding? Well, here you go. Here's one thing they're hiding. They don't know what the hell they're doing. That's what the hell they're hiding. The fact that they don't know what the hell they're doing. And if you don't believe me, Afghanistan, check it out. Tell me right now. There's no person right now can tell me that this was planned properly.
Right, yeah.
If they do, they obviously wasn't in the military, or they're not even stupid as hell. Okay. Somebody screwed this up. Dan, I'll ask you, you're an intelligent man. Let's say this falls back on the president. Oh, well, let's don't say, because the president isn't. He's responsible for everything goes on. It's up to him to pick out the fire who messed up. Okay. Is this an impeachable offense for the president? If it's impeachable.
Well, of course, the legal answer to that, I don't know. But man, I don't know.
It's a hard one.
I want to say yes, just because I don't like the guy and I think it was a stupid decision and all that kind of stuff. So my answer is really prejudiced, really biased towards that. My personal belief is, yeah, we should get rid of it. I don't know. A lot of people would say it falls down on the generals because they didn't. And Biden will try to blame it on the generals and everything.
Actually, he didn't. He didn't blame it on generals this time. I was shocked that he didn't. He blamed it on the Afghanistan people, of course. He blamed it on Trump. Bad information. I don't know what bad information. This was signed back when Trump was in office. We knew this day was coming. Matter of fact, it's supposed to happen in May. It was supposed to happen in May. It happened here. What are you talking about? Didn't have enough time. You're the president of the United States. Don't you control time? Don't you know what shit's going on? What's all these briefings he's going to? Is he sleeping during these briefings?
Yeah.
I mean, what's going on? So I agree with you, sir. When you said we are not a free country. We're not. We haven't been free for a very long time. We haven't. We live under the illusion of freedom. Are we freer? Are we freer than a lot of other countries? Yeah. Because right now we still got somewhat of your own opinion. Okay.
Yeah.
We got somewhat. Yeah, you can't voice it. We got somewhat of your own opinion. We got somewhat of the fact that you can still make some of your own money. Although tax is a joke and gas is a joke, but you still make some of your own money and keep it. Okay, so we're still free, and our women can walk around uncovered and look the way they look, and we don't have to. Our gay men and women are not getting killed because they're gay. Our religious men and women are not getting killed because they're religious. So we're freer than a lot of other places. But I think if you got to have rules, I think if you got to have a governing body, then I don't think you're free. You can't possibly be 100% free. If I can't ride my four-wheeler up and down the street, up and down Main Street without getting a ticket, I'm not free. What the hell's a four-wheeler hurting? You mean tell me a four-wheeler ain't hurting shit? Okay.
Right. Yeah.
I get run over, keep my ass out of the road.
Yeah. There's no personal responsibility. That's what causes a lot of problems too. Like you said, if you were out on the street and you're doing something stupid, you got run over. Oh well, it's your fault. But people aren't so afraid to take personal responsibility for their own actions, so they make laws to you can't do this, you can't do that. I don't know. Just nobody wants to take responsibility for their own actions.
Right. And I'll go back here and Sky Davis' thing again. He talking about no accountability for our government. Okay, I'll leave that there for a second. About Reed. Let's go back and touch on this while it's in my head. Because we got plenty of time. It's almost top of the hour. I'm gonna give you a name and a couple names. I want to tell me if you were in charge, would you have them arrested? Let's go. Let's go. Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
You would have had arrested. I'd had arrested for Benghazi. That whole Benghazi thing to me,
Hillary, I don't understand. Hillary, the stuff that she admitted to, that with the whole emails and all that kind of stuff that was proven beyond a shadow of a doubt, the law says that once you're guilty of that, you can never hold up another public office again. And then she turned around and ran for president. How is it that she, committed a law that said you can no longer hold public office, and they said, okay, you can run for president?
I don't know. I don't know, brother. That's, I mean, you and I are sitting here talking about this, and these guys can't figure this out. Okay, here's another one. Como.
He's just
the New York governor who was accused of grabbing multiple women, and apparently they got the evidence. Would you arrest him?
Yeah, and you see how fast, if it was all the Republicans, they pounced on them in the slightest little whisper of something like that, and then they're trying to cover up for Cuomo.
I will give Biden credit, and I won't do this a whole lot, but I'm shocked that he came out and said, "Hey, you need to resign." Okay,
Yeah.
His own party. I'll give him that. But he had no choice. I mean, he's got a freaking female for a vice president. He better did something, or he'd had every woman in his cabinet and every woman on the Senate up his ass. Okay.
Yeah.
And he should have did it anyway. Okay. So, all right, you got two there. Let's go with actor man. There's a big deal about Bill Cosby. Would you have kept him in jail, or would you let him out?
If I knew for sure he was guilty of everything they said he was, I'd just leave him in there.
Right. I'd have let him out on the evidence that they have on him. First of all, they did try to play a trick on him. Okay. They knew damn good well they couldn't do what they did. So to me, that he should have been let out because it lied to him. Now, was he guilty? Yes, because he admitted. The first part of his sentence was for another incident. Okay. He admitted to that. He was guilty for that. He should have been. The second part, they wanted to play games with his freedom. Then they should have let him out because that's a thing. Okay. I read somewhere there's 800,000. I don't think the number's that high, but I read it, of innocent men and women locked up right now in our penal system. This is kind of a tough question for you. Would you, if you had the power, knowing that they're beyond a shadow of a doubt, that there is no evidence for them being there, would you go back and have the prosecutor, the detective, and the judge locked up for locking up an innocent person when they knew there was no evidence against them?
Yes, if they knew that, and Kamala has done that. If they knew that, then absolutely. And it's just like women that make fake accusations of rape, and person goes to prison. I think once they found out the guy was innocent, she ought to serve the same time in prison. Yeah,
I do too. And a lot of states quit paying them. They say, well, if they get out, they don't get that check for being wrongfully locked up, which is bullshit. They need to be paid. And I said because that's a big thing on here. One of our listeners on here, a good buddy of ours, Richard Montano, he wrote a book of Fishers and Men, and he comes on once in a while, or comes on here and talks once in a while with us. He's an innocent man. He spent 18 years in prison over a crime he didn't commit. And it finally took a bunch of people to get together, and then they wouldn't let him out. There's a gentleman in St. Louis, Missouri, who they found beyond a shadow of a doubt that he was not guilty. DNA proved it was 99.99%. No way in hell it was him. It couldn't have been him if God planted the evidence himself. There was no way, right? It took him 10 years, Dan, to let him out.
Yeah.
Why? Is our laws that bad where somebody can't get a fair shake because they don't admit that they were wrong? We're human, for Christ's sake. We make mistakes. If it was a mistake, that's one thing. But come on. Sky Davis, there has been so many cases, all parties included, for 4 years that have run under the radar. All they had to do was vacate their position. Yeah, that is exactly correct. Okay. One more deal here we'll talk about real quick. You see a lot of people, and I mean a lot, and a lot more coming forward, they're fighting over this vaccination, this COVID-19 vaccination. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on it? Have we got enough science on this thing? Is there enough information? Because all the information I get, and I'm going off what I have in my local media. Okay, so it's past scrutiny. If they're putting it out there, it's past scrutiny, and they're saying one thing, but yet the president and the CDC guy says this, but the CDC also says something different at the same time. So my question to you, sir, is what do you do?
So on that, I first of all, I think if you want to do it, cool. That's the great thing about living in a free country. But I hope your decision wasn't based out of fear, the fear that you've been fed on the news 24 hours. I hope you're able to research it. But you can't even really research it, honestly, because, like, remember last year there was a group of doctors, and that one black woman, she said that she was a doctor too, and she said they had treated over 500 people with hydrochloroquine or hydro whatever that drug is, and 500 of them successfully. And the news just said, "Oh, she's from an African country. She's a witch doctor. She believes in aliens, all that kind of stuff." And everybody laughed her off, and nobody stopped and said, "Well, wait a minute." But they did treat 500 people with this. So we should look into this. The news just blew her off, and so everybody else, all the American people, just blindly following the news. They just said, "All right." But the vaccines, I think you got a disease that's almost 99% survivable, and the vaccine, your chances aren't much better with the vaccine. So why I don't think I'm not taking an experimental vaccine. And Dr. Moran, the guy that invented not the vaccine but the mRNA technology, he says to use it with a spike protein is very, very dangerous. And if you go back and listen to him on podcast, he explains why it's dangerous. But when the inventor of the RMNA technology says that a vaccine like that used with a spike protein is very freaking dangerous, I think we ought to listen to him. But the news won't talk about it.
No, they won't. And then if you do talk about it, you're a liar, or you got different news channels saying different things at one time. Now, if you take the vaccine, you're a super spreader. I had a cousin died 3 weeks ago. She was vaccinated, and she preached mask. Her thing was mask, and I love her for it. I love my cousin for it. But she died. She got Delta, or got the coronavirus, and bang, it killed her. Okay, people are getting it. Here's one of the things they're saying. They say, well, if you get the shot, you have less symptoms. Your symptoms ain't as bad. How do you know? Yeah. How do you know I ain't had it? I ain't been sick in 22 years. Okay, I literally have not. So how do you know I didn't have it? And maybe had a pain, but I thought because just everyday living, and maybe that's all I had. Okay, so maybe I didn't have very many symptoms. My wife hadn't got nothing either. I'm a comedian. I'm out and amongst the people. Never got it. If I do get it, I'll deal with it. But they're telling you about your body. They don't know your body. They don't know how you react to things. I mean, they covered up a lot of evidence. There's people over in Virginia who drunk straight moonshine and never got it. They said they did get it. There are people like, no, I didn't. They were drinking that fucking moonshine and never got it. There was some people down in Mexico who were eating habanero peppers and coughing that shit up and got rid of it in 2 days and had no symptoms from it. They said, well, that never happened. But they swear it did. I'm not taking it, and I'll tell you why I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it because of any conspiracy theory. I don't know about to put trackers in your arm. Why would they put a tracker in your arm? That thing in your hand is all the tracking they need. Okay, that cell phone. Yeah. So I don't believe that. No, I'm not taking it for simple fact is I don't trust it. One, because everybody else can still get sick. Two, every time I take the flu shot, and I took it twice, right? Every time I took the flu shot, I got violently sick. I mean, just violently sick with the flu shot. Twice. I never took the flu shot again. I never got the flu. So I'm not taking it because I'm not playing a game with something that's supposed to be a little more powerful than flu. I mean, I got a natural immune system. It's good, so I'm not going to worry about it. All right, let's read this last comment here, then we'll get on with our other stuff we got. I believe my body is my choice. I have a friend dealing with lung clots from Johnson & Johnson. Now, see that right there? The man's right. I mean, how do you argue with that man? They say, well, they don't clot. He just it's his best friend, one of his best friends. He ought to know if his friends got clot from that or not, right? So anyway, that's what they say. All right, guys, get your fingers ready. It's time for trivia question. We're here with Dan from MC and Hammock. He's an Army Sergeant. Appreciate him stopping in today and hanging out with us. Man, it's been a good day with him. He's welcome here anytime. Okay, here's your trivia question. Get ready, guys. Here we go. In the movie Mrs. Doubtfire, what was Mrs. Doubtfire's first name? Okay, I'll say it again. In the movie Mrs. Doubtfire, what was Mrs. Doubtfire's first name? This guy, he's my delivery guy. He says, that's who this guy Davis is. I was wondering, I thought I'd seen that name. He says, Pimp, I'm your delivery guy. I'll tell you, you ain't catching shit because you live out where no man should go. Yeah. No, her name was not Eva. That was not it. I won so far. It was not it. This were 10 entries into the mystery box. Yeah, we'll be giving that away November 6th. And while you guys are researching, I'll go over some of our other news right now. And this weekend, August 21st, I'm going to be in Shawnee Mission, Kansas, putting on a show and raising money for our show for November 6th. Shawnee Mission, Kansas. Here's the lineup. Roy Anthony, our host on here every Tuesday and Thursday. He's going to be hosting this thing. Okay. They got a surprised comic coming on for about 10 minutes. He won the open mic contest they had going on at Harley's Bar and Grill up there, Harley's Hideout Bar and Grill in Shawnee Mission, Kansas. He'll be performing. Then after that, you got Richard Montano. You got Typhoon Panda. And you got me, myself headlining this thing, okay? It's going to be a great show. Don't miss out. Show starts at 7 o'clock and goes to 9, 9:30, 10, however long it goes. That's Shawnee Mission, Kansas. That's Harley's Hideaway in Shawnee Mission, Kansas. And then November 6th, here in Cameron, Missouri, we have a big blowout show. This is supposed to be Warrior Fest. Those of you who follow the show, you know that. It's supposed to be Warrior Fest. It got canceled because of COVID. But we're having a comedy bash, November 6th. We have 6 comedians that night and 2 bands. First band's at 7 o'clock. It's Mixology, a local band, great band, absolutely great band. At 10 o'clock is Reality Becomes. Reality Becomes is a great band. They played Warrior Fest for us. Dean, you want the question again? I'm sorry. Okay. In the movie Mrs. Doubtfire, what was Mrs. Doubtfire's first name? What was Mrs. Doubtfire's first name? And then you got Jeff Onyx. He's performing that night. He's also doing sound. David Scott. He's a funny man. He's been on here a couple of times. Y'all know who he is. David Scott's going to be there. You got Richard Montano. Sean Hill. Very funny lady. If you haven't had to see her laugh, you will laugh. I guarantee you. Typhoon Panda is going to be performing. And then myself, we're going to be performing that night. We also got a lot of raffles going on. All the money we raise is help take care of veterans. We might be giving away a car. We're still working on that, but we are giving away a Thanksgiving dinner to a veteran and their family. Okay, a Thanksgiving dinner. Also toys for kids. We got some raffles going on. One of the raffles is for this knife right here. Okay, this knife is made by Webfoot Forge. It's got a nice walnut on a dark chocolate walnut handle. Okay, it's a drop point knife. It thing's got a little weight to it. It's a good looking knife. Also donated by an anonymous donor. This caping knife. All right, it's got a deer antler handle, nice oak. And this is made out of a thick, I'd say it's probably 1/8-inch blade. Okay, big round blade from Sawmill. And it's donated. It's got a nice little sheath with it, leather. It's got little tassels on it, everything. So those things are up to up auction. Oh, ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. The answer is Euryginia. Euryginia Doubtfire, dear, is the name of Mrs. Doubtfire. So, Dean Cerny, you get 10 entries. Good job there, John Parda. Dean gets 10 more entries. Dean's racking up the entries for his mystery box. Little history on the mystery box. First one went to Josh Cager, very first mystery box ever. Josh Cager in Oregon. The second mystery box went to Dean Cerny in Ohio. The third mystery box, Dean Cerny's trying to win 2 in a row. To be the first guy to ever win 2 mystery boxes in a row. And he's going after it right now. But Euryginia Doubtfire was the character's name in Mrs. Doubtfire. All right. Now we're going to do Pimp's Pet. Okay. Now I hope the hell I learned a new trick, so I'm going to try this new trick, and I hope the hell I didn't lose anybody on this. Here's one of the animals, and I want to make sure I didn't lose nobody. It doesn't appear I did. Okay. Can you Dan, can you see that animal?
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, so we're still live. All right. Can you see me?
I could just see the left half of you. You're split right down your nose.
Oh, because I got something up on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. The Honduran bat is also called a Caribbean white tent-making bat. It's a species of bat in the family of what the hell ever that word is. I can't say it. It's like 10, 15, 20 letters long. It is only a member of the genus Etuphilia family. Both species described the first time in 1892. It has distinctive, entirely white fur. And then I'll go back over here real quick and show you another picture. There's how big it is. Okay. It has white fur, and which is only around 6 or roughly 1,300 known species of bat. It constructs tents out of leaves, strategy of cutting a leaf rib, and then with its teeth, and then runs down the center and folds it. Oh, these bats can do origami. It roasts the tent leaves during the day, and specialists, it makes it where you can consume exclusively for fruits and species. Females can become pregnant twice per year, giving birth to one of the offspring at a time. It is found in Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and western Panama at the elevations from sea level to 700 meters. Due to the habitat loss, the elevated as near as threatened by the UINC. Its bright yellow ears, nose, lips are a result of a corneal disposition, and mechanical of this disposition being researched and a way to understand and combat muscular degeneration in humans. So they study these things, they take their blood, and they can do reconstruction in humans. Okay. There's another one. Look at, they're not very big. Look at that nose on the end of it. Look at that. Look at that horn. Look at that horn on that nose. Wow. There you are, guys. That's your Pimp's pet for today. I always come up with some type of weird animal all the time.
That was definitely weird.
That was definitely different. Part of that was in English. Part of that was some other weird type of form. All right, now it's time. And give me a second here, because this next part is everybody's favorite part. And Dan, if you would, sir, keep the conversation going while I try to type in something else.
All right. Yeah. Let's see. Something that we got coming up in September. I can't remember the exact dates, but there's an event called Rock-a-Doc. It's all one word, Rock-a-Doc. And it's a big event that's put on every year. People from all the country get down to Geneva, Alabama, and go kayaking and camping for a week and everything. And that's something we got going on. Something that it's still open for anybody to register and everything. Cool.
Okay, and then can you find that on your website as well?
No, you just have to go to Trip Smith is the YouTuber that puts it on. So you go to tripsmith.live and they give you all the information about Rock-a-Doc. This will be our 4th year going. It's always a cool time. Meet a lot of good people. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if people want to be able to get a hold of that, that's certainly something they can. Hang on, I gotta learn how to spell is what I gotta do, because if you don't spell things right, things don't come up right. Okay, first top 10 from the Top 10's website for all you all to enjoy. We all know how this works. It's called Top 10 Saddest Songs. All right, top 10 saddest songs. Now, Dan, you might not agree with this, and that's okay because we don't agree with halftime either. Number 10, Hello, but not the one you're thinking. This is by Evanescence. Top 10, Evanescence. Hello. Number 9, Stairway to Heaven. Okay, Stairway to Heaven. Which I don't really think should be one of the saddest songs. That's a good ass song, but I don't think it belongs on this list. Number 8, How to Save a Life. That's the Fray. The Fray. How to Save a Life. I never heard that song.
No, me neither.
Number 7, Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. Great song. Don't know if I'd say it's one of the saddest songs. Number 7.
No.
Number 6, Stan by Eminem. Stan.
I know the song. I don't think it's bad.
Yeah, I don't think it should be on here. Number 5, Yesterday by the Beatles. Yesterday by the Beatles. No. Number 4, another Evanescence song, My Immortal. Again, I don't know if that's one of the saddest songs. Now we're already up to number 4, and there's some very sad songs that I hadn't seen yet. So it's looking like it's going to be a suck ass list. Number 3, I'll agree with this song here. Number 3, Wake Me Up When September Ends. I wouldn't say it's a hugely sad song, but it is sad. It's a song about, loss or potential loss. Okay, so number 3, Wake Me Up When September Ends. Are you familiar with that song, Dan?
Not at all. No.
Really?
Who just sings it? Who sings it?
All right. Dean said if Tears in Heaven is number 1, quit. Well, here we go. Hang on. Number 2, Hurt by Johnny Cash.
Hurt?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I get that. Although I don't think he wrote that. I think somebody else wrote that, but he covered it.
9 Inch Nails.
Yeah, he covered that. Good song. Yeah. Good song. And Dean, you got your wish this time, brother. We finally got one you agree on. Number 1 saddest song is Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton. Here's the deal. I disagree with a lot of that because if He Stopped Loving Her Today by George Jones is not on this list, it's a flawed list. Okay. It didn't have to be number 1, but that's a sad ass song. He said, I'll love you till I die. Okay. That's pretty sad. Okay. So there's the first top 10 you've been involved with, Dan. What's your thoughts on that top 10?
I couldn't have much input because I don't listen to everything I listen to is really lively and upbeat, except for blues. I like a lot of blues music, but I don't even consider that sad though.
Some of it's not sad. No, you're right. You're right. It's not. Some of it's not sad at all. Yeah. I'll get my next one ready here. Again, like I said, George Jones wasn't on there. I mean, that's a sad ass song he's got.
Yeah.
I know some of the stuff my mom used to listen to when I was a kid was pretty sad.
Yeah.
I'm finding this all on the computer today, so bear with me because it's something new to me. Okay, so next one, this next top 10 is the best cartoons. This thing has changed literally from month to month. I did this 3 months ago, and it's totally different than what it was. Absolutely totally different. Okay. Best cartoons. Number 10, Batman, the animated series. Okay. Batman, the animated series. Number 9, Adventure Time. I can honestly say I don't even know what the hell that one even is.
Yeah. Not a clue.
Adventure Time. Number 8, Regular Show. Now, listen, if they're that great, adults should have know what they are. Adults should have heard of them. Okay.
Yeah.
I ain't never heard of this one. Number 7, kind of a throwback to when I was younger. Number 7, Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. A little higher, but I'll go with 7. Number 6, Avatar, The Last Airbender. Okay.
I know the movie, but I didn't know they had a cartoon.
Yeah, I didn't either. Some of these I've never heard of. And I got 11 grandkids. So, number 5, Gravity Falls. That sounds like a science experiment. I didn't know it was a cartoon.
Yeah.
Number 4, South Park. Okay. Yeah, all right. I ain't got no problem with that one. I've heard of that one. Number 3, Looney Tunes.
I grew up watching a lot of that, so yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that. I surely can. Number 2, The Simpsons. The Simpsons. And number 1, go figure, one I hate the most in the world, SpongeBob SquarePants is number 1.
That should be illegal right there. Whoever made that list up.
Yeah, that'd have their ass whipped. Okay. Some of the comments, Dean Cerny, Clapton wrote the Tears in Heaven song for his son that died. Yeah, I know he did. It fell out a window or something, I thought, is what I heard. All right, last one here. Everybody have an interest in this one. Trust me when I tell you this, y'all are going to like this one. I'm not going to tell you what it is until I get it up. All right. All right. This last top 10. Top 10 making love or sex positions. Okay. And this is wrote where none of this is filthy. Okay. All right. Somebody whoever made this list off, I don't know. He must have a blow up doll or something, so I tell you. Number 10, sitting and kneeling position. 10th best sex position, according to this website, is sitting and kneeling. Number 9, standing. 9th best way to have sex is standing. Number 8, sideways. Sideways. Number 7, the traditional missionary position. Number 7 on the list. Okay. Number 6, the female on top facing away from her partner. I didn't write this stuff, guys. This ain't my deal. Number 5, on top with front entry. Whatever. I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. Number 4, doggy style. Number 3, 69. All right. Number 3. That's okay. Dean Cerny says number 2 is any which way you can. And number 1 is every which way but loose. Right. Number 2, from behind. Wouldn't that be kind of like
doggy style?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And the number 1 spot is female on top facing toward the partner. Oh, yeah, it's called cowgirl, but anyway. That's the list there. No pretzel, no spider monkey, no, yeah. No. Anyway, that's what do you think of that list?
I think my order of the list changes depends on where we're at.
There you go. If you're in some slanky motel, you got to get it quick. Hey, thank you for playing. Yeah. I had to do that last one in there. I had to. That's yeah. All right. Guys, got about 30 minutes left in the show. We're here with Dan. He's from MCN Hammock, Army Sergeant veteran, truck driver during the week. He makes his money doing that, but he loves to make hammocks. He loves to make good hammocks, quality hammocks. He made one for a gentleman that we knew that was, I think it was Andrew Clark.
Yeah.
Andy Clark. Yeah, he was humping the Appalachian Trail before he got hurt, and he was using it, and he said he loved it. So you got a ringing endorsement from another veteran who used it. So don't be afraid to order them. Again, Dan, real quick, if you tell everybody how to get one of your hammocks.
So if you do any Google search for MCN hammocks, you'll find that you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Instagram. We have a YouTube channel. Any of them and it's also our website, mcnhammocks.com. Any of those things will take you to like our Facebook page and Instagram and stuff. It has linked to our website, and you can find out more information about it. So our YouTube channel is a good thing to look at, so you can kind of see some of the custom stuff we've done. Because normally if I build a custom hammock for somebody, I will film it, show them all the details of it, so they get to check it out before I mail it to them. That way they make sure everything's right. So looking at our YouTube channel is a good way to see some of the custom stuff we've done and some of the different fabrics and stuff that we have available, stuff like that.
Excellent. And like I say, he's custom made. He also said a while ago he has a variety of colors. So if you're an orange guy, you want orange, I'm sure you can come up with an orange hammock. If you're a camouflage guy, he's got assortment of camouflage. If you're just a plain color guy, he's your Huckleberry. He'll do that. I'll talk real quick about the movie Tombstone. All right. I read a piece on this. The character that played Doc Holliday, Val Kilmer, played the best character I've ever seen anybody ever play Doc Holliday. I've seen several Doc Hollidays. He is by far the best Doc Holliday ever. And one of his catchy phrases was, "I'm your Huckleberry." Okay. Well, I actually read an article where that wasn't what they wanted him to say. That was a Hollywood version. Okay. That's not what that's what they're claiming. Doc Holliday never actually said Huckleberry. The backstory is, back in the day, on all the caskets, they had a Huckleberry, Huckle design on a casket, on the handle, that Huckle, right? And the berry part was supposed to be bearer. So Doc Holliday originally said, "I'm your Huckleberry," which I'll be your pallbearer. I mean, there's another way of saying I'll kill your ass, okay? But for Hollywood, a lot of people didn't understand that back in, from there to now. So they said, "I'm your Huckleberry." But he's supposed to be saying, "I'm your Huckleberry." What do you think about that?
I think when I was watching it, I think the Huckleberry, I understood in context of what was going on, what he meant by it, but the term Huckleberry, I just never really understood,
Yeah, well, he said that they changed it because "I'm your Huckleberry" means I'll get with you. Huckleberry is kind of thorny, if I remember right. Ain't Huckleberry thorny? There's nothing pleasant about a Huckleberry. Unless I'm wrong about a Huckleberry. At least I thought maybe it was. But he's supposed to said, "I'm your Huckleberry," right? But he said, "I'm your Huckleberry," which that's probably the most quoted movie. It'd be hard to find a more quoted movie than that one. But I think that was one of the most quoted movies ever, because that line right there, everybody and their brother, that came out when my two sons were born in 93. And I mean, I was in the Marine Corps. And I said it all the time, "I'm your Huckleberry." That was a big thing for us. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm your Huckleberry. And, so I think it was pretty, and they had a lot of great stuff like, "You tell them I'm coming and hell's coming with me," what Wyatt Earp was saying. Yeah. So I think it was one of the most, quoted movies of all time, and I think it's cool. Dean Strany, Huckleberry, yeah, that's right, Huckleberry. That's what they were saying back in the day. I don't know if you know how Hollywood is. Hollywood got to change stuff and
write their own history.
Yeah, write their own history. They're good about that. They're good about that because I've seen. I like the movie Wyatt Earp as well. Oh boy, don't play a very good Doc Holliday. But if you watch that Wyatt Earp, and it tells the story of his life and all this stuff, and you watch Tombstone's Wyatt Earp, they're just different. And then I've seen in other shows that talk about Wyatt Earp, they're just different. Well, I love Tombstone. Probably one of my top 3 best movies. Goodfellas is up in there and Roadhouse is up in there, so I got a pretty good packed 3. But like when you see the movie Jesse James, being from here from Missouri, I did a lot of research on Jesse James. Jesse James fascinates me. I love the outlaw. I love the family. Matter of fact, one of his, well, it'd be Jesse James' nephew, great nephew, whatever, used to work for me. I had a construction company, R&S King Construction, and he used to work for me. And I knew a lot of the family. And it's like their offspring is Zerelda, the sister, right? And he looked just like Jesse. He make your hair stand up, man. You look like the outlaw walking up to you, especially if he's pissed. And him and I went to the theater one time, watched a movie about his uncle, and he got plumb pissed off because he said that was not historically correct. That is not correct at all. And he had actual written evidence of the way things went down from Zerelda, his mother, and Frank wrote some stuff down. He's got all this stuff, and it's worth a lot of money, trust me. And he was talking about things that's not correct in Hollywood, and we got to watch a movie together. It just, Hollywood just, I don't know. I wish they would put their, now if they put on their fake, that's one thing. But if they try to tell you this is real, and it's not, I don't know. That just pisses me off when they do shit like that.
I often wondered watching the movie, with Wyatt, if he would have been as fearless, especially there at the end, if he would have been as fearless if he didn't have tuberculosis. And he was already dying. So at that point, what he got to lose, I wonder if he would have been the same way if he felt it.
You mean Doc Holliday? Yeah.
Yeah, Doc Holliday.
That's an outstanding question, and I don't know. I don't know. Probably not.
To some extent, he had a death wish.
Well, true, but he was a crazy son of a bitch. I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know. Another thing I read about outlaws, and not so much Tombstone anymore, but here we've got a comment here. Dean Sunny, by far my favorite movie. Yeah, Kurt Russell is a better Wyatt Earp than Kevin Costner. I don't know about that. Kevin Costner played a hell of a Wyatt Earp. I don't know. I don't know. Kurt Russell, I like Kurt Russell, but I don't know. He may be. Because some of them parts he played outstanding, like the whole when he's slapping Billy Bob Thornton in the movie Tombstone, when he's slapping him, grab that smoke, skin that smoke wagon, and see what happened. That was awesome. Yeah. Doc was a dentist turned gunslinger. Yeah, he was. That's a real and gambler and gamesman. They called him gamesman. He was a gamesman. Doc Holliday was. Yeah. So, but another one I was going to talk about is back in 1990 something, they dug up Jesse James' body here in Missouri, and it was televised all over every local news channel that they could freaking put it on. And according to them, that's Jesse that was buried here in Missouri. I don't like how they come up with it. They said it had some story about how he had some teeth stuck in a Tupperware bowl that was in a sheriff's desk for so long, and then they tested his teeth and found out that was actually Jesse James. And who the fuck has teeth? Yeah. Who does that shit? And the reason I said it because they swear that he's actually buried in Texas. They say that Bob Ford never killed him. Okay, it was somebody else. It was staged. They put somebody else in there so Bob Ford could collect the money, which he ended up didn't collect because the governor reneged on the deal. But he went down to Texas, and they had him when he was an old man down there. And they said they got pictures of his mother wearing only a custom brooch and stuff. So I don't know, but they said his body's buried here. So I got to go with what they say on that deal. Again, there's a guy down in Texas looks identical to Jesse James. Looks identical to the guy who worked for me. The guy who worked for me was named Dennis James. Look identical. But here's the deal: there's an outlaw, Billy the Kid, and Brushy Bill Roberts. Brushy Bill Roberts said that he was Billy the Kid, and in 1951 he went down to Hicko, Texas, and tried to get the governor to listen to him. They wouldn't. Said he had stories that didn't make any sense. But let me tell you something. There's a lot of things I do that history don't know about. They don't know every time I shit. They don't know every time I drive somewhere. They don't know. If they don't know now, they don't know back in that day because a lot less people and a lot less news.
Right.
So I got to reading up on it. A lot of things make sense. So they was going to dig up Billy Kid's body. Here's where the controversy comes in. They can't dig it up because you got the story about how the grave site flooded, and when it flooded, you can't get DNA on there, and the bodies are all mixed around, and now they don't know who it is, and it could be the Charlie guy, but they don't know, so the family won't authorize it. And the family's saying we didn't say anything like that. We don't know what you're talking about. So all of a sudden, when they want to dig it up, find out proof, they come up with this flood story. I looked it up; it did flood, but I don't know. If we dig them 6 foot deep, how in the hell is the water going to go? I don't come from
Right.
underground. I mean, I don't know. So I don't know. But what's your thoughts about all that conspiracy outlaw crap? You think they're the way they tell you are, or you think there's something there?
I don't know why it's so, and I can see why people would disagree with me, but I don't know why it's so important to find out, to dig the graves, to verify the stories. Why not? I mean, the stories are cool, and you know, especially from way back then, a lot of it is exaggerated and all that kind of stuff. Really good chance it is and everything. So why not just let the story be the story and quit trying to disprove it? You know.
Well, you're right, because even today, stories get twisted. I mean, you got the president on there lying about numbers, lying about COVID numbers. You know, there's a story about me one time. Story said it took 7 cops to arrest me. This is modern days. It actually took 5. It didn't take 7. It took 5, and I was 16 years old. Okay, so 5 it took 5 cops to arrest me. But the story was embellished to 7. So people were like, "Man, it took 7 cops to arrest you." I'm thinking, what? No, it took 5. You know, that's how the story got embellished now. So if it get embellished in our age, you know it had to be embellished back then because they don't know. It's like they said, Doc Holliday, back to him, shot Johnny Ringo. According to some reports, he didn't. He wasn't even around, Johnny Ringo.
Yeah.
Some say Johnny Ringo committed suicide. Some say it was a barkeeper somewhere else. I don't know. So the only one I wouldn't recommend digging up would be, I like the story about Brushy Bill Roberts. Let's just leave that alone, Billy Kid. I kind of understand the digging up one about Jesse James, because you got a family down there who's got all this history that swears that they're the outlaws, and they look, I mean, damn near identical, right? So here's what you do on this case. You want to shut this case up forever. You take the gentleman in Texas who says he looks just like Jesse, and he does. Come up here to my friend Dennis James, who is known to be related to the outlaw. Take their blood type. If they got similar blood, which they should have similar blood, correct? Somewhere, I mean, they'd have to do a couple things. Do it. Let's see it. Let's see if it works. And if they're related, then guess what? The story's true. He was down there. If not, story's over. Shut up. That's where I'm at with the whole thing. That's where I'm at with the whole thing. They can eliminate this whole thing by families cooperating. This whole, I ain't cooperating. That puts a little bit of a doubt in mind.
Right. Yeah.
People, put yourself in our shoes. Would you do it? You know what? If I had a famous person like that, famous outlaw in my family, would I do it? Yeah, I would. And I'll tell you why. I want the prestige to go a little further. I'd want his name to, you know, if they're telling me the facts, I want to know if my uncle's a badass like they said he is, and that's him. If it ain't him, hey, I want to know that too. So I quit telling these stories and lying to people. That's my theory on it. Some people don't want to do it because of, you know, they don't want to lose the prestige, you know what I'm saying, of having these outlaws. I agree with you. That'd be the only way I do it. Other than that, you know what? The stories are cooler sometimes than the legend. So, you know.
And I'm always skeptical because a lot of them, ultimately, it just comes down to they're trying to make money off of some dead guy, you know. And so I'm always kind of skeptical. Yeah, somebody's trying to work their way into some money somehow. Yeah,
it's like a story about Jesse James. They said up here in North Missouri, there's a town called Princeton, Missouri. And I guess him and Frank used to hide out there a lot on this farm in Princeton, Missouri. Again, and I've heard this story by different people a million times. But yet, when you go to the museum, they say this story is false. His museum in Kearney, they say that story is false. But I mean, my grandfather, for Christ's sake, told me this story. He was almost alive when it happened. Not quite, but almost. He knew the people on the farm. That's how old they were. Anyway, Frank and Jesse used to ride to this farm in Princeton, Missouri all the time. They used to hide out. We're going to Iowa. You know, they stopped through there and rest. The lady of the farm stopped Jesse and Frank one day and said, "Boys, you're not going to be able to ride through here no more." And Frank's like, "Why not?" Hi, Julie. How you doing? little split of man. Appreciate you joining from us. Anyway, she said, Jesse's like, why not? No, it's Frank. Frank said, why not? Frank put his hand on his gun. He thought maybe she was kicking him off the land. He goes, well, the bankers come and take my land. He wouldn't. He's bringing the sheriff with him, and they wouldn't listen to me. They wouldn't give me no more chances. I'm out of chances. I'm going to lose my land. You guys can't be here no more. Jesse says, okay, hold on just a second. He took his hat off. He passed the hat around all the outlaws. Okay. He counted up the money. He said, how much is it? He told her. So they gave her the money. He said, now here's your instructions. I want you to get a receipt. And if you hear any shooting, stay away. Don't come out. And let me know what happens. So they rode over the hill. High noon, because that was always the way it was back in the day. It was high noon. High noon come. Here they come. I'm good, Richie. Well, good. I'm glad you're here, Julie. High noon came. Here comes the banker and the sheriff. He says, we're kicking you off your land. We're evicting. She goes, nope. I got until the banker closes my house to pay you. He goes, have you got the money? He goes, yes, I do. She goes, where'd you get the money? She goes, well, that's none of your concern, but I got the money. She goes, but I want a receipt, right? So the banker wrote her a receipt, and said, pick up your deed tomorrow. Gave her a receipt. She gave the money. They rode back over the hill. The story goes on to say within about 7 minutes, you hear bang, 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 bang. Here comes Jesse and them guys back, right? And Jesse turned and gave her the money. Said, here, take care of your family and do what you got to do. Give her the money right back to him that the boys collected. He said, Jesse, how'd you do that? Jesse said, don't worry about it. Frank said, I'll tell you what happened. They come over there. We don't like sheriffs. We robbed their ass. We shot them, killed them, took the money back. And now you get to take care of your family. And we'll be through here next month. And that's how the story went, right?
Yeah.
Now, when you go to Kearney to go to Jesse James' home in Kearney, they say, no, that's inaccurate. That didn't happen. So I'm telling you, legends for crime. I don't know. There's something to it when you got different people, even the outlaw's family, even the outlaw himself's family, who live in Hamilton, a lot of them live in Hamilton, Missouri, say the same damn thing. Yes, that story happened because he had it wrote down in one of the journals that Frank wrote. Okay. So where are they getting this information at? These people that run these exhibits and what's true, what's not true. I don't know. Yeah. The story sounded cool. So why not, did he really do it? Don't know. Could he did it? Yeah. I wouldn't put it past Frank and Jesse to do that at all. That's something they would have did. But right. the museum, no, when you go to the museum, they had a lady in there, she's just down on them. She's, they're bad people, they're outlaws. They wouldn't give nobody nothing. If you're going to a museum, you want people to come in and see your exhibit. Don't run them down like that. Don't say negative crap. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Did it happen? I don't know. Sounded good.
Yeah, and if they were staying on his land and they're staying on that woman's land, you could understand why they might try to help her out, because if she lost the bank took it over, then they'd lose that place.
Yeah, so I don't know. The story sounded good though, and I know my grandfather told me that many years ago. So you trust your family. I don't know if he did or didn't, but the story was cool and everything. We got 16 minutes left in the show. If you just tune in, first of all, thank you for tuning in. We got Julie. She's here from Australia. We're here with Dan. Dan's from MCN Hammock. He's a Army sergeant, veteran owned, operated, and run by veterans. So that's cool. He makes hammocks, all kind of hammocks, different fabric, different colors. You need a hammock. You want a place. These are not just nap hammocks. These are hammocks you can go to sleep in and get a good night's rest up off the ground. So hit him up. I'll go on Facebook and MCN Hammocks and go from there, and he'll customize you a hammock. He will actually make it with his own little hand, little digits, him and his wife. So you get a good opportunity to pick one up. Dan, brother, it's been nice to have you on here. We appreciate everything that you contribute, everything you do. One more time, tell everybody, just come on here, what do you got coming up next for people?
So all of our hammocks are designed for camping. So we're working on more of like underquilts is something you put on the hammocks. They actually they're basically like a sleeping bag that hangs right up against the bottom of the hammock and everything to keep you nice and warm. That's something we've been kind of playing around with, trying to tweak the design and get it the way we want to. So that's a new thing that we're going to be adding hopefully soon. And we just everything we do, the majority of the stuff that we do is all custom. And when we do the custom stuff, we post a lot of pictures on Facebook or Instagram as we're making it, so you can actually see your stuff being made. and then of course doing a video of it and putting it on YouTube once it's done, so you can see your finished project, finished hammock before we ship it out and make sure it's okay. And uh, there's not many companies that makes any kind of gear that has that uh, much detail and attention, and just making you feel like you're the only person out there. Everything we're doing is for you while we're building your hammock. And
Right.
you can't find that at other places. Yeah.
No, your hammocks there's no, I call them no excuse hammocks. Okay. They can't come back to you. Well, I didn't like it like that. That's not the one I wanted. Yeah. Well, guess what? That's what you ordered, buddy. So,
because even when I make it and I film it and everything's done, if you still say there's something different, I'll go ahead and fix it before I ship it. So yeah, definitely no excuse.
Never no excuse, and you're a good guy for doing it. A lot of people like your beat. A lot of companies I've dealt with some over the years. They got what they call a restocking fee. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, you got to accept it, or you got a restocking fee. So how about if I just come down and whip your ass? Can I get a? You're gonna pay me not to do it. I don't want to, but you piss people off doing that shit. We'll cover
we also got,
go ahead.
Yeah, really quickly. We also got, if you're interested in learning about hammock camping and stuff like that, and our YouTube channel, we got a playlist, and some of it's like describing, the different aspects of the hammock, how to set one up properly, all that kind of stuff. So you can also learn about it.
Cool. Well, there you go, guys. On that, Julie, you missed out. You're going to go back and look at the top 10s. One of the top 10s going to get your attention. Didn't really agree with it, but go back and look at the different sexual positions, top 10 sexual positions. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know, whoever wrote that must have a blow up doll, is all I can tell them. But anyway, we're here with Dan, truck driver. We'll talk real quick about the truck driving industry. One of the things when Biden became president, he put Buttigieg in charge of the travel industry. Okay. And it's supposed to be all these restrictions coming down and new things that you can do and you can't do. And have you seen anything like that yet? What's the future for trucking under Buttigieg? Or does it even? Or we got nothing to worry about?
The thing I've seen change most recently is we got the hours of service, and everything. And most trucks have electronic logs in them now. And they keep saying, the drivers aren't getting enough sleep. They, all these crashes because drivers aren't sleeping. And we used to be required, we're still required a 10-hour break. You could drive for 11 hours, but you got to take a 10-hour break. But up until recently, you had to take a 30-minute break during the daytime during your driving. But now they've changed it just recently. That 30-minute break, you could take it while you're on duty, unloading and everything. I don't understand that. I mean, if they're saying all these crashes are happening because you're driving tired, why the heck did they change that required 30-minute break to say you can take that break while you're unloading your trailer or whatever? I mean, that just made no sense. They keep talking about all the automated trucks and stuff going to take over. It's just not possible. I mean, there's so much stuff that, getting into the customers and out of the customers, it's just not going to work.
One of the things this particular president, and I'm not one of them guys say he's not my president. He is our president. He's in office, so he's our president. But one thing this president keeps talking about is electric cars.
Mm-hmm.
He was at the Ford motor plant up in Michigan talking about Ford, telling Ford, deal with it. First of all, he's rude when he talks anyway, but deal with it. We're going to go electric. And another one try to make semis electric. I got a problem with that because I don't think that's going to work. First of all, electric motors haven't got near the power as diesel does. Okay, they just don't. They burn up. You put them under a load for too long, they burn up. Here's the thing: if they didn't, why do dryers overheat and die faster than the semi will? Okay, if you run a dryer the same amount of time you run a semi, you'd be buying new dryers. Electric motors, and I'm a carpenter by trade. That used to be my profession. And I worked on, and also I did a lot of things. I worked on washers and dryers. I know them. They're not, electric motors suck. And so one of the things that he's talking about going to do with the trucking industry, I don't think none of that's going to work. I don't think it should happen.
No.
And I don't know if he's going to get that off now because this mistake he done made, nobody really trusts this man.
Right.
What's the if they go to electric, how long do you think it'll take, and how much inconvenience would that put upon you to switch over?
Well, if somehow they found a way to make the electric motors work and do the job and pull these heavy loads up steep mountains and all that kind of stuff, then with me, I don't own this truck, so for me, it wouldn't be that big of an issue. I have owned a truck. I have owned a truck in the past, and that would be a totally different story. If I owned my truck and then had to switch it over to electric, the huge cost of doing that, it would probably put me, if it didn't put me out of business, I would probably step out of business on my own just because I wouldn't want to do it.
Well, the cost of this thing is going to, I mean, he's wanting to put charging stations for cars. The cost of that, because there's more cars obviously in motorcycles than there are semis. Just that cost. First of all, I'm not sure how he's going to pull this off. There's going to have to be a lot of electricity, a lot of hubs that carry a lot of electricity at one time. You're going to have space because these cars are going to have to sit for a little bit. It ain't like gas. You pull up, pump the gas, and you're on the road again. That's not how this works. I'm not really sure he's thought this thing through. And I'm just curious, who's going to suck up the cost? Because if let's say the trucking industry has to switch all this over, there's going to be, like you just said, there's going to be a lot of cost. Who's taking care of that? Because if the trucking industry has to lay off some people, there's more jobs being laid off. Okay, they're going to put the price on the packages they deliver. So now we're going to send packages. Your shipping will go up, your delivery will go up. I'm not sure it's going to save us money in the long run. And I know the trucks I know electric motors ain't going to be able to pull these trucks. He just had his ever-loving mind. It's not going to work pulling all that freight. Them trailers are heavy. Wheels are not. They're heavy. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, we're talking billions.
Yeah, and everything that you buy, anything in a store, at some point, the saying is at some point it was on a truck, which is true. So when the cost of the trucking industry goes up, that affects everything. You look at any grocery store, any hardware store, any store at all, everything, every item in there is affected. The price is affected when the trucking industry gets a big increase in price.
Also, not to mention just food, but you got lumber industry again is going to be affected.
Yeah.
But these farmers who do cattle, okay, the price of your beef. So not only will the beef be affected by that, but the price of the animal. So they're going to get double screwed, right? And so I'm not sure. And hopefully Congress can wait and stall this thing
until he's gone.
Well, until we get a more not quite so much bipartisan, but one-sided way in there where he can't get some of his shit on. Because I don't know. I mean, you got people commenting here. Julia Lewis Butterman said, "I can honestly say he's not my president." She's from Australia, so no, he's not. Dean, electric motors have their uses. Cars and trucks aren't it. That's exactly right. Are your semis speed limit over there? I think governors on your.
Our company, yes, and it varies from company to company, or if you own your own truck or whatever. But our company, yeah, we have governors at 65.
65. Yeah, Julius thing goes 60. Now I know some semis go a hell of a lot faster than that. I tend to speed. I've had several tickets because of it, and I've had semis. I'll be going 75, 80. I have a semi pass me like, okay, do your thing. I know he ain't got no governor on his shit, but. What you guys do is hard anyway. I mean, I've seen so many, you go about the direct thing. I don't think it's you guys falling asleep as much as people around you not fucking paying attention.
Yeah, that's 9% of it.
Especially in roads. Now, there's an intersection out here on 36 Highway right outside of Cameron, and a lot of wrecks every year. Because as soon as you pop a hill, somebody's got to start slowing down. If there's ice, they've slid in the back of people. It almost hit me. I was smart enough to go in the other lane. And then he was smart to go another lane. So we made it kind of like this, okay? We didn't hit each other. We looked at each other like, holy crap, let's change our shorts, okay? So a lot of these semi guys, it ain't from you falling asleep. They blame that on you. You guys are falling asleep. It's actually, a lot of it is dickheads that won't get over for you, or they cut you off, okay?
Yeah.
And you're not going to hit them because you're not going to hit them. And so you wreck, or in this area, a lot of deer cause wrecks here.
Yeah.
So, I really don't think it's the falling asleep. Now, does falling asleep happen? Yeah, oh yeah, it does. Hell, people fall asleep in their cars. Okay, it
Yeah.
happens. Is there somebody drivers get arrested for drugs? Yes, that happens. But I think the roads are give and take, and I don't think there's a whole lot of giving and not a whole lot of taking. If you want my opinion, and again, I don't drive a semi. I mean, but that's where I'm at with it. You agree?
Yeah, and if they started, if they did electric things, well, you'd have to have electric chargers for each truck when they park for the night. Our truck parking in general across the country is really limited. So now you're going to lose a lot of them spaces to make room for all the electric chargers and everything. So there's even less space and everything. And then what are you going to do? Like I've been stopped on the interstate for over 8 hours because of a fatal accident in front of me and everything, waiting on the corner. What do you, if you're an electric truck and it's only going to run so long and it's the middle of the winter, you're going to run out of juice. What are you going to do?
Right. Well, I've seen a lot of you guys park at top of off ramps.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Have people pull over the side. You're not in the way, but parking on off ramps to make space. But I've been by several truck stops like 10, 11 o'clock at night coming home from comedy events and stuff, and I just see truck stops full of people sleeping. And like you said, man, look, they're so full. There's trucks coming and going. That's space taken up, man. That's space taken up. I don't know. I hope that somebody out there smarter than we are. All right, guys. Got 3 minutes left to go. Dan, you've been a great guest, man. Thank you for coming on, and thank you for hanging around. I figured you put in about 30 minutes, but you stayed the whole show. I'm proud of that. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate the chance, the opportunity.
Yeah, we'll give you something to do, in your semi there. Give you a little something to do. What's next? You going to get back on the road and head out?
Stopped here for tonight. I deliver I'm in Jasper, Indiana. I deliver south of Louisville in the morning.
Okay.
I'm going to get up and beat the traffic and go on into the store. And I unload my own stuff, so I don't have to worry about I can get it all unloaded and ready to go before they open up the stores.
Nice. Real quick, Julie says, okay, ours vary from state to state, not company to company. Dean, what sucks is when you get two governed trucks side by side up a hill.
Yeah.
Julie says, dickheads that go up a hill inside of a turning truck or go up inside of a turning truck. Yeah, I've been on. I got too close to semi one time. He's turning. I wasn't paying attention, so I backed up. Luckily, there was nobody behind me. I backed up, gave space, and I waved at him. He waved back, but that could have been a bad situation for me because there's no way my truck would be that semi. That's no, I'd have lost. Okay, I'd have lost. Anyway, Dan, thank you very much, guys. We appreciate it. Like always, I say, if you're feeling down, you can contact anybody here on Woe Entertainment. Hell, if you get a hold of Dan, he'll talk to you. We don't want you to commit suicide. We'd rather spend 3 hours talking to you and telling you about life and making you laugh than spend 30 minutes at your eulogy. Okay. Eulogies suck. We don't need to beat yours. So if you feel like you want to be part of the 22 a day, contact someone. We love you all. We want you guys around. You guys are a very part of society. You're great part of what we do here at Woe Entertainment. We thank you all. Dan, thank you for coming on, sir. God bless you, and may the Great Spirit bless everything you do, and I hope you're safe in your travels. Don't run over too many people. Watch for the deer. Watch for the deer. Guys, if you want a good hammock, MCN Hammock. He's your guy. All right. So on behalf of everyone here at Woe Entertainment, I'm Redneck Pimp, Richard King. We got I'll see you guys Saturday in Shawnee Mission, Kansas. I'm going to be there performing. So we'll come out and get a laugh on. November 6th is our target, guys. We're heading November 6th. You want to donate, buy tickets, look me up. On behalf of everyone here, I want to tell you this. We love y'all. May the Great Spirit bless y'all. Don't a dog ahoy, as my ancestors would say.